When Game of Thrones first premiered back in 2011, no one could have predicted just how huge it would become. What started as a fantasy show about kings, knights, and dragons quickly turned into one of the biggest cultural phenomena of all time. Based on George R.R. Martin's A Song of Ice and Fire novels, it brought us a world of noble houses, political betrayals, and shocking twists. The kind of story where no one was safe and the good guys didn't always win. From the very beginning, the show stood out because of its complexity. The characters weren't just heroes and villains. They were real people with motives, flaws, and moral gray areas. The writing in the early seasons was razor sharp, the dialogue was rich, and the world building was unlike anything TV had ever seen. The production value, the acting, and that haunting theme song pulled you straight into Westeros. By the time we got to the middle seasons, Game of Thrones was at its absolute peak. The Red Wedding left everyone speechless. Tyrion's speeches, Arya's journey, Jon Snow's rise, all of it felt larger than life, but still deeply human. Every episode felt like an event. Fans spent days debating theories, predicting who would survive, and trying to guess who would finally sit on the Iron Throne. It wasn't just a show anymore. It was an experience. But then came the turn. As the series moved past George R.R. Martin's published books, the story started to lose its depth. The pacing got faster, the writing a bit looser, and some of the careful storytelling that made the early seasons so good started to disappear. Characters began making decisions that didn't quite fit who they had been for years. By the final season, things had become divisive. The visuals were incredible, and there were still moments of brilliance, but the ending felt rushed. For a show that spent years building slow, intricate storylines, it was jarring to see everything wrapped up so quickly. Many fans felt disappointed, even angry, at how it all ended. And yet, despite all that, Game of Thrones remains one of the most influential TV series ever made. It changed what television could be, proving that a fantasy story could have the same weight, complexity, and production quality as the best films. It paved the way for new shows like House of the Dragon and raised the bar for everything that came after. For a lot of people, Game of Thrones is both the best show they've ever seen and the most frustrating. It gave us unforgettable moments, incredible performances, and a world we couldn't stop talking about, even if it stumbled at the finish line. So, what about you? Do you think Game of Thrones ended the way it should have, or did it lose its way? Let me know what you think in the comments. And if you enjoyed this review, make sure to like, subscribe, and stay tuned for more deep dives into the shows that shaped pop culture. Valar Morghulis.